Apologies for the delay in the posting of today's video, but there was some very, very important information that I had to research thoroughly to make sure that I had every I dotted and T crossed. I have finally figured out what game the left is playing. Something just hasn't been sitting right lately, with them just sitting back and letting the right just pummel Biden and letting his approval ratings go into the tank. Something is up. They are not this incompetent. They're doing it on purpose, and this thing with Dave Rubin and the governor of Florida was the key. I knew this was out of character. Something was going on that Dave Rubin would have pushed Governor Ron DeSantis to go do this public appearance and pay so much money for it. There is an ulterior motive. Now, what's the key? What's the glue? Well, very strange piece of information came out of this interview. Now, oh, by the way, the actual interview is pay-per-view only. You have to go to Dave Rubin's locals.com site and pay big money to watch it. There are different pieces of the interview that have been released, but not the entire thing. But here's one piece that'll give you a hint. Conservative commentator Dave Rubin gave Florida Governor Ron DeSantis an anti-Biden "Let's Go Brandon" t-shirt during the interview. Now, the governor's fallen for this. We have listened to the governor talk about the Brandon administration, the Brandon administration. The joke was funny for the first couple of months, but now it's just a little bit more annoying. It sounds like something more like the Democrats would do. Here's what they're going to do, guys. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to let the right punch on Biden all the way up until right before the election. You know what they're going to do? They're going to say, yes, you know what? You're right. Joe Biden, this old white guy, he needs to go away. He needs to go away. Absolutely. He's done a bad job. Gas prices are just going to continue to go up and up and up and up and up and up. What can we do to fix it? And this is going to be the key. The left is going to try to paint themselves as the big fixer of the problem. You ready for this now? I'm going to call it right now, a month, maybe even less, before the election, they are going to announce Pete Buttigieg or some other character like that, Cory Booker, Sherrod Brown, but my money's on Pete Buttigieg as the candidate for the next 4 years. And it's going to put the governor in a bind. It's going to put anyone else who's running for the Republicans in a bind because, of course, as we know, during Pride Month, you can say nothing negative about anybody who is a homosexual without being labeled what? We're all homophobes. You can't disagree with a homosexual. It's not allowed. Anything that they say comes out of their mouth is absolute gold all the time, always truth, no matter what. This is what they're going to do. He's young. Of course, he's got his husband, just like Dave Rubin. And they're going to point to this and say, look, even Governor DeSantis approves. Even Governor DeSantis approves of the lifestyle. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to roll him out, and that's going to energize the left. You see, this is the problem, and pardon the pun here. The last year and a half, with all of the support for Governor DeSantis and what's happened in Florida, it might have been blowing the wad too early. Meaning by the time the election rolls around, people are going to have forgotten about mask mandates. People are going to have forgotten about lockdown. It's not going to be high in their mind. And when they get rid of Biden, they will be seen as getting rid of all of their problems. So they're going to let the right punch on Biden, so to speak, for the next 2 to 3, 4, 5 months going into the election. And then they're going to pull him out and put in this brand new and here's the key, Secretary of Transportation. What's the big story going to be? It's going to be gas prices killing the economy. And he, of course, is what? The Secretary of Transportation, who wants to get rid of the need for gasoline and roll out all the new energy and that's going to make him the darling of the new left, so to speak, the Gen Z left. And of course, they're going to have the big don't say gay thing from Disney to hit over Governor DeSantis' head in the governor's race. Mark my words, this is the game. Now, this is another big mistake. Christina Pushaw, the press secretary for Governor DeSantis, has had to register as a foreign agent. That's right. She did work for Saakashvili, who is super, super good buddies with Zelensky. This is something that Nikki Fried is going to be able to use to hit over the governor's head with. Because so much money is now tied up. Florida's retirement fund money is tied up in Russian banks. This is the key, guys. You always have to look to the next level. It's fun and it's easy and it feels good to say, oh, the Brand administration this or the Brand administration that, or all this Democrats that. You've got to be able to stop doing that for a moment and breathe and look and see what they're doing. This is why we teach psychological operations over at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel for $1 per month, even less if you sign up for an entire year, fully refundable. A lot of people have laughed at me and said, Florida Maquis, Nikki Fried isn't going to stand a chance against Governor DeSantis. I mean, look how popular. You wait. You wait. They're going to let him punch away on Biden. They're going to let him go off and blast Biden. And this whole thing with Rubin giving him a t-shirt, an anti-Brandon, anti-Biden t-shirt during this interview, it's a setup. It is a setup. She'll be able to use this too. Say, look, DeSantis scrapped another cabinet meeting. He's not doing the people's business. Clearly, he's in the pocket of somebody. Who is it? This all makes sense now. All of this makes sense. Why Rubin pushed the governor to do this, why the governor agreed to do it, and why Nikki Fried is absolutely so confident in her chances. See, Charlie Crist has no chance, but she does. Now, if you guys want to hear an hour and 14 minutes of one of the best, most intellectual discussions from both sides with Nikki Fried, Jedediah Bila, and the host of the PBD podcast, I don't know the man's name right now. I kind of forgot to write that down. Patrick Bet David, joined by Nikki Fried, Adam Sosnick, and Jedediah Bila. Most times when you get people on two sides of an issue these days talking politics, it devolves into talking points and bomb throwing. This one doesn't. This is one of the most excellent, intellectual, meaty discussions about the real issues on the national level, what's happened the last 2 years, where we're going in the next 6 months to a year. It really is fantastic. I had never heard of this before. But this PBD podcast, this particular episode, is absolutely spectacular. Tune into this. I will give you the link to this. First pinned comment. Now, a couple weeks ago, I shared a link to this guy, Joe Varveri. He did this fantastic version of Dancing in the Dark from Bruce Springsteen, the very slow version, very melodic, incredible version of it. Since that time, it had 2,990 views at that time, and now it's up to 4,200. I have another song for you guys. Another one that somebody you may not have heard of. This is, on the left, Sonia Isaacs from the very popular bluegrass gospel band, the Isaacs. But her husband is a man named Jimmy Yuri, and he's pictured here on the right. This is both of them with a guy from the Gaithers, Mark Lowry. And he has written this song called The Devil Led Me to Jesus. And guys, I'm telling you, this is a piece of songwriting. This is one of the best songs I have ever heard in my life. Now, the thing that was done by Joe Varveri, of course, that was a cover, but it was a wonderful interpretation. This is an original from Jimmy Yeary, and she's an absolutely fantastic singer, songwriter, vocalist, won many Grammys in her own right. This song is something you absolutely, it's a must listen to. It's called The Devil Led Me to Jesus. It's about a 3.5-minute song. It's absolutely perfect. It truly is. I think many people could listen to this and relate and understand what the man's saying. It's one of the most honest songs I have ever heard in my life. In fact, it's been a long time since I've felt like picking up a guitar and actually singing a cover again because of everything that's going on with YouTube and all this. But this one I might do. This one I might try to do my own version of because it's just that good. It is really just that good, but just give credit where credit's due. Written by Jimmy Yeary, husband of Sonia Isaacs from the band The Isaacs. So anyway, I'll leave it there, but this is the game. This is the game the Democrats are playing right now. They set up this thing with Dave Rubin, and he's an agent of the left posing as a conservative. He's an agent of the left posing as a conservative to get Governor DeSantis on stage, get him focused, hyper-focused on Joe Biden. They're going to let him tank. They're going to let his whole administration tank so that everybody from the right beats up on him specifically. And then right at the last minute, because, the price of gas going up, this young man, this needs to be the new leadership of America that leads us into the energy independent future that we all know that we need to, green energy and all this crap. This is what they're going to do. And remember, you can't attack anyone who's gay. You can't. It is now, I don't know what the term is anymore that you would use. Faux pas? French term? You may not criticize anyone who is a homosexual. The only people who can be criticized now are white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant, straight Christian males. That's it. That's the only person that you can actually criticize anymore. So we will leave it there. Love to have you a Patreon. I sure could use the help, guys. I really could. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.